The man is horrified to discover faint wisps of smoke rising in the frozen wilderness. Not wanting to alert anything, Will lowers his body and crawls forward inch by inch to get a closer look. To his shock, several bodies are lying sprawled across the snow, and even more disturbingly, their limbs and heads have been brutally severed. A chill runs down Will's spine, and he turns to run, only to see a little girl hanging from a tree. The sight completely breaks him. Panicked, he finds his companions and, with a trembling voice, insists this was the work of White Walkers. He warns that they cannot stay here any longer, but his companions don't believe him. They assume it's just the work of wildlings and decide to go check it out themselves. When the three of them return to the horrifying scene, however, the dismembered limbs are gone. After everything Will described, and now with this bizarre development, they have no choice but to split up and search the area. At that moment, one of them discovers something buried beneath the snow, but before the leader can even ask what it is, a shadowy figure suddenly appears and launches an attack. The horses are instantly spooked and scatter in all directions. Will looks around frantically, and then the little girl who had been hanging from the tree suddenly appears in front of him again. A wave of icy terror rushes through him. Not daring to hesitate, he sprints away as fast as he can, luckily running into another companion. But before they can even speak, Will watches helplessly as his companion is beheaded. The White Walker doesn't take the head, leaving it behind as a warning to humanity. It turns out Will is a member of the Night's Watch. A massive ancient wall stretches for thousands of miles, dividing the warm south from the frozen north. North of the wall lies a region near a great castle called Winterfell. The lord of the castle assigns men to guard the wall, and these men are known as the Night's Watch. Thousands of years ago, the wall was built to defend against the White Walkers, who only appear in icy wastelands and possess the terrifying ability to turn the living into puppet-like undead. However, after thousands of years without any sign of them, people have come to believe the White Walkers are nothing more than a legend. Now, the Night's Watch mainly exists to guard against wildling invasions. At this moment, Will is overwhelmed with fear and despair. There's no way he dares return to Winterfell, so he chooses to flee south without hesitation. Unfortunately, he's quickly captured by Northern Patrol soldiers. Awaiting him is execution by beheading, as the North governs the men of the Wall. According to ancient tradition, any member of the Night's Watch who abandons his post is considered a deserter and must be executed by the Lord of the North himself. As Will is brought to the execution block, he mutters to himself. But the seasoned Lord Stark of the North doesn't believe a word of his story, dismissing it as nothing more than an excuse for desertion. Without hesitation, Stark forces Will to the block and brings down his sword in one clean stroke. Will meets his end in the cold North. At that moment, his young son Bran asks his father a question.
The trees are the White Walkers.
The White Walkers have been gone for thousands of years.
So he was lying.
The madman sees what he sees.
Little do they know, a great danger is about to descend upon them.